Welcome to the Impromptu Life. My name is Artettina, and we are going to be doing the blue snake dragon. I've been having a lot of fun with these flying serpents. I decided to do just 3 here, and I, at the time of this recording, do have the 3 because I did the one after the other. I do have the videos of the other 2 if you would like to see my other videos on the Impromptu Life channel via the name Impromptu Life. I have cooking videos I'm doing, off-grid videos when I'm traveling and living in my car, and then art. The channel's all about creativity, problem solving, building things, just fun stuff. It's really focused on creativity, gardening. If you know of anybody who loves these subjects and loves to create things and garden and build things, it would tickle me pink if you would share the videos or share the channel with them. I am growing this channel, and that would be my story time as well, to explain what some of my latest plans have been. I've had this channel for a really long time. I come on once in a while and load videos, and because I am doing the artwork, it takes a lot of my time to do the artwork, marketing and posting and all of that. I had a tendency to neglect this YouTube channel, mostly because I don't make money from the YouTube channel. I don't even think I have that thing turned on. I don't do anything over here. It's just kind of a place that I was sharing, and that I could tell, people, if you want to see my art, you can go over and see a little bit there. But I wasn't really doing much with it. When I originally opened up the YouTube channel, it was because eBay was still having this easy link to add videos directly connecting the channel, and then they didn't like that, and there was just all this thing, and there's a long gap there. And I started doing trade shows and getting on some galleries, and now I'm just kind of back to e-commerce. Thank goodness for the suggestion of a friend of mine who got me back into it when e-commerce really started blowing up. So that has been amazing. It's just most of these channels like eBay, Poshmark, even Etsy. I'm not on Etsy right now. I do plan on probably getting back onto Etsy, but I've been researching and looking into it, and I'm not hearing great things as far as how they're acting like the other channels now, which is people don't see it on the back end as much. So for anybody who's not selling on these channels, I just kind of want to explain a little back end in this story here. But there are a lot of, if you want to get your channel seen or your pieces seen, anything you're selling on there, now most of all the channels do want a promotion fee. So not on top of the fee they charge you when you sell, they want a promotion fee, or they want you to pay for advertising or pay for Google advertising, which was the whole point of going on the channels. Was when I had a website, yeah, you do that because you're directing traffic to your website. But now you're having to pay all this extra just to direct traffic to your very own listings on the very sites that you're on because they have traffic. I don't know if I'm making myself clear. But it's okay. They own the businesses. They have a right to do that. And until they become even, more egregious, and until it becomes something that's just no longer profitable, you basically just work for the sites. I'm going to continue to be on the sites and sell art and make art available on them. But then I came up with this idea of, look, I may just have to open up my own website again. And if I'm going to do that, I know I'm going to need to bring in all of my own traffic. Things have gotten pretty expensive. So I don't know if it's going to work or not, but the reason why sharing my channel I'm thinking would help me out if you love my art or have people who love creative processes, is because I've decided to just consistently share the work here, or what I'm up to and what I'm doing. And if the YouTube channel, continues to grow, it's been growing very quickly since I've been regularly on, then I figured that traffic I could use. And for right now, I do have down in the descriptions the links to the different platforms that I sell on. However, if I get enough traffic from YouTube, I'm probably just going to put up my own website again, because the fees on these sites are just getting so high. Just to give you an example, even after, if someone sends me an offer, or if I do bundles or send someone an offer, even after all of those discounts, or a current sale, even after all those discounts, it's another 30% on average of fees. Now, I know some of those fees are because especially when I first list something, I offer free shipping in some places, and or if I just first list something. For an example, it's just, and then I will slowly, the longer I have it, I make sure everybody gets a chance to see it, and then the longer I have it, I will slowly start to do sales or discounts or offers. And then by the time I'm done, let's just, as an example, say I went ahead and did a nice discount on something. Let's say I discounted at 30%. On top of that, I'm paying for shipping, which might also be another 10 to 30%, or 10, 5%, whatever it is, it's another percentage. And then on top of that, I have another almost 20% at least. And then on one of the sites, it's whatever you're going to pay, the extra 8% on top of the 10% fees. So it adds up. It adds up to where there's been days where I'm like, why don't I just go back to selling in galleries, even though the e-commerce is much faster turnaround, and I get to directly work with the people who are purchasing my art. And I prefer to be in contact with the people who are purchasing my art. And by the time you're all done, yeah, the fees or the discounts or whatever you're giving, it's like when galleries would take 50 to 60%. But that was the whole point of the gallery, right? Is because they were doing all of that labor, that work, and it was their contacts and their people. But now that the sites want you to bring in the traffic or to pay just to get seen, it's kind of like, what's going on? But again, they have a right to do it however they're going to do it, because that's their business. And if I don't want to do business with them anymore, which is where I'm not leaning, but I mean, I've been doing it on e-commerce for so many years now, I will probably always have some type of e-commerce. But now I'm figuring I think about it quite a bit, and with every year I think about it more and more of just go get your own website again. Just do your own website. And I kind of liked that when I got onto the individual platforms, they already had a base, or a base of collectors or buyers, and it was easier and more profitable than me going out and paying for a bunch of my own advertising. But now it's just like, yeah, on top of our base, we want you paying for advertising. And so, yeah, it seems like more and more, whether it's boosting your stores or promoting your whole store or promoting each individual item, it's just getting, okay, I'm trying to survive here. No, it's fine. I'm not complaining at all. But you have to think about that when you're running a business. It's just difficult when you're doing something you love. But when you're running a business, you have to think about your bottom line. You have to think about shaving costs in your budget. And you're like, this wasn't in the budget. That's the reason why I started doing e-commerce, is because I could offer things at a decent price. And so I actually had to raise my prices, which is a thing. Now I'm $3.25 a square inch. And one of the sizes that I'm really fond of, and I've been doing a lot more of, is the 5x8. So on average it's $159, but like I said, when I list them, I usually list them, when I first list them, they usually go up as free shipping. And on some of the sites it just is free shipping. I also offer to people, if you find something, because it's hard to stay on top of all of them, if you find something for a better price on another site, you can, on the site you prefer, contact me through the site, or how they have messaging through the sites, and say, hey, I saw wanted to double check. I saw this for this price over here, and I can just go check the other location. They don't usually like you shouting out names of other locations on the sites, and I will match. I will, like, for instance, if one site's having a sale, it's just hard to stay on top of. I try to keep them as close as possible in price on each site, but I will match the best price if I have the best price on something. The only exception, of course, are auctions. The auctions that's a completely different animal. Again, I'd like to remind you to fasten your seatbelts. No, no, I came across sounding like that. To like and subscribe the video. It does really help me out, and it cheers me up, and it makes my day. And if you decide to share, that also will greatly, help me out, especially if the people that you love or the people that you're sharing with end up subscribing. Because I think in the long run, that's the thing to do. In the long run, I'm going to have to find my own traffic, and I love sharing this way and making videos. So maybe I'll just combine them, and eventually, slowly, ever so slowly, one day at a time, perhaps I will be able to get the traffic from YouTube for my own website again. Until then, all of the links are in the description below or on the About page, even though the Etsy is not. I haven't done the Etsy again. I'm not convinced I should. I just so many things on the table. So we will see. We will see. Might do that again. So I've sped up this whole video. I don't know if you can, I think you can tell. Like, I usually paint very slow, and I'm time meticulous. And I decided, because I do like the time lapses, but I also like to skip stages when I watch videos, that I want to do more time lapse in this video. If you want to see the lavender dragon snake serpent, I have that video up, and I have a beautiful green one. I decided to do videos of these because people really seem to be enjoying these a lot, and people do seem to like some of the videos of these as well. They are fun. They're fun to do and fun to watch. The pop surreal art is some of my favorite art that's out there. This one I decided to do again, just like with the last one. I did a full gold background rather than a gold sphere behind the subjects. I love the gold. It gives it a very Art Deco feel. It's Art Deco. I think that would be the correct terminology. Art Deco surrealism. I don't know what I'm doing. No. But I'm glad that people have been enjoying them. And it appears that they have been. So everything, again, I don't have very many older pieces, almost, and the other reason why I stopped doing a lot of the live shows, I mean, I'm still doing them, I have some scheduled, but I keep moving the schedule, is because when I do the live show auctions, I just am so low in older product. Almost everything's brand new, and I want people to have a chance to see the brand new stuff, especially since I had to adjust my prices. And I kept selling things when I hadn't had them for very long at auction. And then, like, let's say I did an auction, and people have to know you're on, and they have to be paying attention. And so some of the things don't sell, and then I'd put them in the store, and then they would sell for like a much better price. And so that really happened enough times that I was like, I'm really literally selling myself short to be just selling these stuff in the auctions. And on top of that, when the auctions were hopping and jumping and lots of people would show up, and that was one thing. But lately it seems like the novelty is either worn off, because I've even been in a lot of other people's auctions and they are not selling like they used to. It's definitely slowed down. I actually think a lot of people have gotten their bills from all the auctions and have been like, wow, look how much I'm spending in auctions every month. I mean, I have to be very budget oriented as well. So I totally understand that. And I think people like to take their time when they're thinking about collecting something that they love. So because almost everything or most of the stuff in my stores now is new 2025 work, I'm Yeah, so there will be a few auctions available, but I may not be doing them in live auctions. I just decided to move some stuff into regular auctions, but we'll see how that goes. I'm never really sold on that idea that much because I know I'm like, okay, I'm taking this and I'm putting it over there, and I could probably make more if I just be patient and give people time to see all the work. But I'm telling you that because you will find amazing deals over there. Here's the final piece with all of the highlights. It looks amazing. Thank you so much for joining me. Have an amazing week, everyone.